I think I just built a resin farm. First off, here are the materials you'll need. Go ahead and pause the video and we'll move on. Also, the material list is just an estimate of what I use, so take that with a grain of salt. Also, I am building this in the air at Y level 135, but if you spawn proof around it, this should work as well. I just didn't want to have to do that. First, go ahead and grab your mud blocks, and we're going to build this out by a 3x7 platform. Next, find the center 3 blocks, and you're going to either replace them with grass or pale moss. Then grab your building block of choice. I'm using smooth stone, and we're going to go along the outside of our platform like this. Then we can grab our pale oak wood, and we're going to come in on this back corner right here in by 1 and build all the way across, and then build up so they're 3 tall. Then we can take our building block again, and we're going to build up by 3 on each of the corners, just like so. Then we can take out this very center block of oak wood. This is going to be where we throw our creaking heart, but we're not there yet. If you need to know more about the creaking heart and how to craft it, you can check out this video right here after you've watched this one. We can come up to the front 2 corners of our build and go out just like so. Then go ahead and take our slabs, and we're going to fill in this center section as well as across the front like this. Next, come to the centermost slab, and we're going to place a chest underneath and extend it out by 1 more like that. And then we're going to feed hoppers into it until we get to the back like this. And then line out hoppers going towards the center until they cover all of the mud on the bottom. Then take your slabs again and go along the top portion of this block and then the bottom portion of this block. Then we can take tinted glass, and we're just going to build up on the sides like so. And then taking our slabs again, go ahead and cover up the tinted glass and make another layer all the way across to the other side, covering the tinted glass as well. Also cover these front 2 portions with slabs so the creaking doesn't spawn on them. Next, we're going to build up by 3, taking these 2 blocks out and building a cross of just temporary blocks. Underneath the temporary blocks, go ahead and place pistons facing down. Then take out your temporary blocks and replace them with target blocks. And along the back side, go ahead and place your building block of choice. Also, I forgot to mention, replace these back 2 slabs with a full block with a slab on top. Then we're going to start snaking down the redstone. So we're going to build off of this, and we're going to start doing a stair step pattern just like so until we get to here. Go ahead and pause the video, and it should look something like this. Then we're going to place a block on this edge here and build all the way around, as well as placing slabs underneath like so. Then we're going to run our redstone line all the way across so they run into the target blocks, and then snake it down all the way to the end and connect it up with a lever. After this, you're pretty much done, but we need to go through and cover any surface with a slab so the creaking will not spawn. Now, I have tested this. He will spawn on top of redstone dust, buttons, and pressure plates. So you actually have to put a slab on top of anything. That includes all of this extra redstone. And don't worry, the redstone will run through the slabs just fine, but we cannot have it leaking out or else he will spawn. That also includes the target blocks. And I don't know why, but you should have a full block here as well next to the piston, because next we're going to put in water. Go ahead and flip the lever so that way your pistons activate, and we're going to go ahead and put water into the back so it's a nice solid source plot. These next few details are not needed, but they make it feel a little bit better and also just make it a little easier to get around. I like to take extra slabs and just have a little bit of a walkway so I can get around to the back, because when you're using this, there will be some resin that appears on the back part of the pale oak logs. So it's nice to just have some area to get back to so you don't miss out on any drops. I also like to go ahead and put on fences with some soul lanterns so that way it doesn't stop him from spawning at all. It just adds a little bit of light so it's easier to see at night. Now all that's left is to make it night, place in our creaking heart, and wait for the creaking to spawn. As I was testing this, I did have to replace the creaking heart a couple times to get him to spawn, but eventually the creaking does spawn in and we're able to punch him and harvest resin from the pale oak logs. But sometimes it does take a little bit because I think the creaking heart is trying to find a surface for the creaking to spawn on, which is why we left the center as either grass or pale moss. Gives it a definite spot to where it can spawn. Oh no, he spawned up there. How did you spawn up here? Oh, I made this a full block. My bad. We'll just rinse and repeat. Go ahead and place that back in. So always double check that you have no full blocks and only slabs stopping him from spawning. I think I have it fixed now. I don't see any other full block areas for him to spawn. There we go. All right. So once the creaking spawns in, go ahead and give him a few punches, wait for the particles to dissipate or disappear, and then you continue hitting him again, and more resin is going to spawn on the pale oak wood. And then once you're done with that, go ahead and flick the lever and turn it off. The water is going to rush down. It's going to push the resin towards you and also put it into the chest. And like I said before, there is going to be some resin that appears on the back, so make sure you have an easy way to get to it. And then to turn it off completely, you just have to wait for it to be day, and the creaking will disappear. So I wouldn't recommend doing this out at night if you have not slept for 3 days, because phantoms. But I've been testing this for a few hours, and is it perfect? No. But it's an easy way to harvest resin, and it gives us a use for the creaking heart. I'm really happy with that. But if you want to know more about the resin block, go ahead and click this video in the top right corner. And always remember, the most important thing is to be odd and wash your hands. Peace, guys.